Hey everyone, it's Kenya Buck in Brooklyn. Today we are headed down to Paradise Pond, so join us. Come on, Buck. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Come on, Buck. We're going this way. Brooklyn. We're going over here. Come on. Come over here. Come on. It is a gorgeous day today. This has been a really weird week for me though. So I had my birthday on Monday, then was it not yesterday but the day before, I had my dermatology appointment where they sprayed 60 spots and took 6 biopsies. Yesterday, a lot of the spots had turned to blisters. Those were on my arms and my back, and I had popped them because, you know, they were snagging on my clothes and stuff. And today, where most of the freezing was on my face, and I had a bunch of blisters on my face also, and I'll show you. So I had blisters there, up there, over there. On the top of my head, I had a couple of biopsies on my neck. So yeah, she froze like all around my face. So I was talking and I wasn't videoing, so I'll say everything over again. So I was saying that Joint Commission is here all week. They'll be leaving tomorrow at 4. Everything's going good. The weird thing is this is my 6th Joint Commission because I've been in my office so long. And this one is a little bit weird because I'm teleworking. They think that the only thing I can do is schedule rooms. So I was helping out with pulling policies and stuff like that the first day they were there, and my coworkers didn't like that. So Lacey, who is a nurse in my office, she's the only one I'm friends with because I don't like nurses, and that's from my private experience. I do not like nurses. She wrote me yesterday and she said, don't thumbs up because everybody thinks it's completed. And I thought, okay. I wrote back and I said, I won't thumbs up. I was just letting you guys know that I read it and that, you know, I can work on it too. And she said, just don't thumbs up. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything then except for scheduling rooms. And I was a little bit catty yesterday, and I told my mom, I said, I'm not supposed to thumbs up, but what I want to do is flip them off. I've never been treated like that in my office, even with the people that I didn't like. Yeah, then this Lisa, who's in my office, she's brand new. I had pulled a Med Reconcile policy, and I deal with that policy in my controlled substances because medications have to be reconciled for controlled substances. So I had that policy, you know, in my controlled substance stuff. So I was asked for, And I just said, I'll grab it and throw it online for them to have right away. And so I uploaded it. And Lisa wrote to me and she's like, who told you to get that? And so I copied and pasted Melissa Percy's message, and I said I haven't got the bag technique. I got just the med reconciliation policy because there's a quarter. I got the red med reconciliation policy because I have it for my controlled substance inspections because I have to reconcile controlled substances. And so then she got on my personal text and she said, the people in the office aren't liking you pulling stuff. I said, that's fine. I won't do anything with Joint Commission, which is weird because for 5 Joint Commissions, I have been required to schedule meetings, schedule rooms, and help pull policies. I said, fine. I said, I was just doing it because I had the policy. You won't see another thing come through me at all. So I've just been sitting there waiting for them to ask a room. And then today, this just angers me. So whenever any survey comes in, everybody knows that when I start asking for rooms for surveys, they have to move their meetings. Where's your sister? Buck! Brooklyn! Where's your sister? There you are. They have to move rooms. So, my best friend in the VA, his name is Billy. And he is married to Kim. And we needed the nursing education room today, which is a room that holds like 50 people. It's where the town halls are and stuff. And we needed it for chart reviews for the surveyors. There's like 10 surveyors there. And they have to spread the charts out and do all that stuff. So I contacted Kim and I said, you have a yoga class in there. I said, we need it for Joint Commission. I said, can you please move your meeting? We have other rooms that you could do the yoga class in. She said, nope, not gonna give it to you. I was stunned. I was so stunned. I was shocked. So I got a hold of the administrative officer for the chief of staff, and her name is Jarity. And I said, Jarity, I said, Kim is not letting me have the education room for Joint Commission. She said, that's not right. Joint Commission always comes first. I said, I know. I was shocked. She said, let me handle it. So then I wrote Amanda, Justine, and Lacey in my office. And I said, Kim said, no, we couldn't have the education room. I'm working on it. Jarity and I are working on getting it. And Amanda writes back and she goes, well, just get a different room. I'm like, no, that's not how it goes. You do not say no when we're scheduling Joint Commission because we need to be accredited. And if we don't do what they say, we're not going to be accredited. And if we're not accredited, we can't take care of veterans and everybody loses their job. So I said, let me see what Jarity says. Just get a different room, Kenya. So I got 148, room 129. And I wrote to Jarity and I said, this is what Amanda said. And Jarity wrote back to me and she said, that's fine that you guys have room 129. But I'm talking to Kim anyways. You never say no to a Joint Commission or OIG or CLC or whatever survey team. I said, I know. I absolutely know that. So then I had to send invitations out, and I had to send a meeting invite to her husband, Billy, who is my good friend. And he said, thank you so much. I haven't talked to you forever. How are you doing? And I wanted to say, your wife is a bitch. Kim does not like me. She does not like me being friends with her husband. I have a husband too. It's not like we're going to do anything. But she's never liked me. But I didn't say anything to him. I would have loved to have said something to him. I mean, we're just friends. It's not like anything's going on. But she has never, ever, ever liked me. And I don't know why. I've never done anything to her. So, that was my day. So I'm just sitting in my chair, working on controlled substance stuff. You know, just doing whatever. So then I went down to the store at like 11:15 and I wrote Justine, my supervisor. I said, I'm taking my lunch. I'm running down to the store to pick up my meds. I'll be back online in a half hour. I get down there and she's at the store. I'm like, I just wrote you. And she said, oh, well, I've been here trying to find a meat tray for the office and for the surveyors. She was over by like the hamburger and stuff. I said, that's in the deli on the other side of the store. Oh, okay. She lives in Rapid City. I'm the only one in our office that lives in Sturgis. So Amanda lives out on a farm. She sometimes goes to church at my church. Sometimes, not that often. But when she does go to church, she acts like her shit don't stink there also. So I was so tired today and yesterday, and I figured that I just walked into a spider web. I figured that I would stop and get a coffee. I've not had a coffee for a while because I'm trying to get off of it. I'm trying to drink a ton more water. But I needed it today, so let's get the dogs back over here. Come on. Can you guys get up that hill? Holy buckets. I'll actually be glad. I'll be glad for two things. I'll be glad for when Joint Commission is gone. And then I will be so glad when I can retire. I know I'm at a point now where everything is irritating to me. And I've seen people that stay at work way too long and they have that same attitude. I either need to get out of my office and go to compliance, or I need to retire, and I can't retire for 8 years. So I'm going to sit over there and watch my puppy dogs. Come sit with me. Get out of the sun. I did do a video yesterday. We just went out to the horse campground. I didn't go for a walk or anything because I was not feeling the best. So I will post that tonight, hopefully, along with this one, hopefully, but there's my babies. What you doing? Come on. What are you guys doing over there? Huh? It sure is fall. Summer is way too short and winter is way too long. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave you here so you guys say hi to somebody that's special for you. Tell them that you love them. And please subscribe, like, and comment. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.